now. What you'll want to do is wear some kind of protective covering over your scrubs. This particular jacket is hanging on a hanger here in the lab. You're welcome to use it. You may also use a large plastic bag with a hole punched here and here just to protect your clothes. What you'll want to do is to get 1 level cup of dental stone, and you will want to place it in a bowl. You'll then want to take 2 measures of water, and again look at the meniscus, and you will want to pour that in another bowl. Remember, we're adding powder to water. So what we're going to do is to add the powder to the water, and then we're going to mix. And we're going to wet all of the powder particles. Okay. After they're wetted, what you want to do is to get the vibrator, which should be covered with a plastic bag, and you want to turn it on to a medium speed. The reason why you use the vibrator is to reduce the amount of air bubbles in your mix. The warmer the water you use, the faster the set of the stone. Once all the powder particles are incorporated, okay, what you have is a smooth, creamy mix, and notice that we do not see many air bubbles in the mix. You're then ready to add to your impression. You have disinfected your impression and rinsed it. What you want to do is to set your hand on the vibrator so that you can feel the vibrations through the model. And what you want to do is to pick up a small amount of stone, start at one edge, and let the material, now let it flow, start to flow from one tooth to another. I'm always starting at this one edge, and I'm watching the material flow gently from one edge to the other. If the vibrator is on too high of a speed, it will actually create bubbles in the mix, which is what we don't want. If you do see bubbles, make sure that you break them, because bubbles will cause an inaccurate impression. Okay? What you want to do is to just keep adding the stone and slowly letting the teeth fill in. Almost there. Once the teeth are filled in like that, then you can switch to the larger spatula and start adding increments, again slowly, but you want to start at that same area, and you want to let the material slowly flow from one end to the next in a horseshoe-shaped manner. Once you have that material filled up in the horseshoe part of the model, then you can turn the vibrator off, set the impression down, and what you'll want to do is to add a very, very small amount of powder. What this will do is to give you a little bit thicker mix so that you can make a patty on the plastic or the silicone base. Make sure that it gets thoroughly mixed in. Okay, do you see how that's so much thicker than what we started with? And what we'll want to do is to make a little patty. You should be able to form the edges upward, and the edges should stay when you do that. If you're not able to do that, you need to wait a little bit longer, or your mix needed to have been a little bit thicker. What you then want to do is to invert your impression, okay? Notice that this was the tongue space. You do not want the material to come up through the tongue space. You want the tongue space to remain very, very flat, okay? Then you want to gradually work the material on each side and pretty much adapt it very, very close. You will also want to look at the side, and you will want to make it so that it is parallel with the table. I'm showing you as an example of what to look for. This area of the impression is parallel with the tabletop, and when I turn it, you can see that it is also parallel. That's very, very important because you want the occlusal surface parallel with the tabletop. Okay, we're now going to unmold our models. What you'll want to do is to use a knife, and what you will want to do is to pry the tray up from the stone model material itself, and you'll want to gently rock and then lift it off. If there's any stone up, you can snap that off, or you can do that when you're trimming. On the lower, we'll do the same thing. Gentle rock and remove. Any additional or remaining alginate should be removed as well. Okay, what I want to show you is what not to do. Do you see how much extra material is beyond the edges of these impressions? Notice that on this, there's very little material extending out from the tray. This person is going to have to trim a very, very, very long time to get rid of all the excess stone. By being conservative with the amount of stone you use, it will really save on your trimming time.